Merhaba. In this lesson, we're going to talk about how to compare things, how to use comparative and superlatives in Turkish. You've already learned a bit adjectives, the simplest ones, güzel, iyi, kötü, right? And we sort of know how to make them a little more strong. So with intensifiers like çok, pek, right? Çok iyiyim, çok kötüyüm. And so we're going to learn a few more. For instance, pek, oldukça, bayağı, as new words this week. But then we're going to also learn how to compare things in terms of the qualities these two things or two people have. For instance, the tulip is as beautiful a flower as the rose, right? So we're gonna learn how to say this. And finally, we're gonna talk about the superlatives, like the most beautiful flower or the longest river. Right, so let's get to it with the things that we can remember now. For instance, bu çiçek güzel. Bu çiçek çok güzel. And you would even hear people say bu çiçek çok çok güzel, right? But then we can now say, for instance, bu çiçek oldukça güzel, or bu çiçek bayağı güzel, right? So these are like, just, more and more intensifying. I can say that çok, pek is very similar. Oldukça and bayağı also very similar. So these are like, in terms of intensity, they are similar. Çok, pek, oldukça, bayağı. So let's say you want to talk about two things to equalize. One thing is equal to another. How do you do that? We will use the postposition kadar for this. So let me give you an example. Lale çok güzel bir çiçek. Gül de çok güzel bir çiçek. So both of them are beautiful, right? Lale çok güzel bir çiçek. Gül de çok güzel bir çiçek. So we can say gül lale kadar güzel bir çiçek. So rose is as beautiful as the tulip. So this kadar, which is following the object that we're comparing to, gives the meaning of as much as, right? Let me give you another example. Deniz çok mavi, gökyüzü de çok mavi. Gökyüzü deniz kadar mavi. So the sky is as blue as the sea. So this is how you do it. You need to, so you bring the comparative case or the object right before daha. Okay? Let me give you my favorite example. Serena Williams çok güçlü. Ben de çok güçlüyüm. Ben onun kadar güçlüyüm. So let's say that we don't want to use the person's name, so we're going to use pronoun. Like in this case, ben onun kadar güçlüyüm. I'm as strong as she is, right? I mean, at least I wish. So now you see, in case you want to use a pronoun, you need to put it in the possessive. Onun kadar, senin kadar, benim kadar, right? So that's one thing to remember if you are going to use a pronoun. And let me give you another example. Onlar kadar akıllı öğrenciler görmedim. I haven't seen students as intelligent as they are. So you see now onlar kadar, right? So it's the same way we use pronouns. Now we're gonna say something is better than the other one. So far we saw things that are equal to each other, but let's say that one of them is going to be better than the other one. Let's get to it. Things are going to be interesting now, right? So here's an example. Elif Ebru'dan daha akıllı. There you go. So now we are using daha for this, which means more. And it follows the object, which takes ablative. Ebru'dan akıllı. Yeah. So Elif is more intelligent than Ebru. Yeah. So let's say that Ebru is ablası. So we can replace that and put ablası there. Elif ablasından daha akıllı. Elif ablasından akıllı. You can drop daha even. Sometimes you don't even need to put there, or you just use it for emphasis. Elif ablasından daha akıllı. Elif ablasından akıllı. Very, very similar meanings. Or let's say that we're going to put a pronoun there. Elif ondan daha akıllı. Ondan akıllı. The object of the comparison takes ablative, right? The ablative case dendan. And daha can be there or it can be omitted. It's usually there for emphasis. So let me give you a few more examples. İstanbul Ankara'dan daha büyük. İstanbul Ankara'dan daha kalabalık. Bu restoran McDonald's'tan daha pahalı. So like that. So now we talked about equalizing with kadar, comparing and maybe making something better than the other one, daha, or more intense than the other one. And then let's put an action now that is compared to another one. Like so far we talked about using adjectives in comparison, like daha iyi, daha kötü, daha akıllı, right? Daha güçlü. But now we're going to talk about two actions, like somebody is doing something better than the other one. Ebru Elif'ten daha iyi yemek yapıyor. She cooks, or Ebru cooks better than Elif. Bu araba seninkinden daha hızlı gidiyor. This car goes faster than yours. So you can do that too. So this time you're going to still use it in the same form, but now you can use the action. Daha iyi yemek yapıyor, daha hızlı gidiyor gibi. Finally, superlatives. It's very easy in Turkish. So all you need to do is bringing en before the adjective to give the meaning of the most. En güzel ev, the most beautiful house. En pahalı araba, the most expensive car. En uzun nehir, the longest river. So it's easy in Turkish, all right? Let me give you some examples with superlatives. Let's talk about the Turkish cities again. İstanbul, Türkiye'deki en kalabalık şehir, which is true. Istanbul is the most crowded city in Turkey. Walmart, Amerika'daki en ucuz mağaza. I'm not sure, but I think it is. Amazon en uzun nehir. En yaşlı kadın Japonya'da yaşıyor. En genç Amerikalı başkan kimdi? Do you know? Biliyor musunuz? Düşünün bir bakalım. So you can tell me in class. Tomorrow we are going to have a little game in the end, a trivia with the longest river, the dirtiest city, the youngest person in class maybe. So get ready, do the worksheet and come to class tomorrow. Kolay gelsin. Görüşürüz.